Nice work, Jeff. Nice work.
The knockoff team was working overtime.
It's really unbelievable, isn't it? I mean,
It is crazy, the lines are just...
His most successful product copied from Amazon.
so no, there's no chance that this is coincidence. I don't think they would even suggest that it's coincidence. It's too obvious.
The power of the internet giant is everywhere. In the USA, Amazon dominates the online market. That has consequences, says experts.
U.S. consumers are paying higher prices online because of Amazon's market dominance. Jeff Bezos has built an exquisite machine for concentrating wealth.
Jeff Bezos has created a gigantic online empire with a sophisticated strategy. In the U.S., customers and retailers can't avoid Amazon. Is this also a threat in Europe?
We needed to take action now. We need, systemic change. We need much more.
In Germany, too, online retailers are now fighting for fair competition on the internet. They are feeling the increasing market power of Amazon. Consumers pay a price for this as well.
Amazon, in my opinion, is trying to prevent you from being cheaper somewhere else, even if you could be.
Where is online retail headed? Amazon, market, power, monopoly?
Scoot? Scoot? If this breaks through here now, I'm going to have to build a new bed.
Can you all just look at me and smile?
A photo shoot for his online store. Marco Schock sells children's beds.
Marco, a little bit more forward.
So far, also via Amazon, for now at least. He even has a patent pending on the designs.
This is my bed, this is my baby. Everything around this bed I have thought up, sketched this 3 times, changed 5 times. These are all my ideas, and everything that went through my head can be found in this bed. I started with a house bed home with 50 pieces a month about 4 years ago. In the meantime, we have sold between 20 and 30,000 beds.
He now has 30 models in his range. For a long time, Marco Schock marketed the cribs almost exclusively via Amazon, attractive for online retailers because no other platform reaches so many customers. His most important online shop window at Amazon, the so-called buy box, the framed box around the shopping cart field.
So this whole box here, that's just called the buy box, and you can see the add to cart button here. And if I click on it now, then I have this in the shopping cart and I can buy the item.
But Marco Schock can also lose the buy box for his beds. For example, if his prices are not competitive.
That means for me, with buy box, I can sell. Without buy box, 95 to 99% of the sales are gone.
Who gets the buy box is decided by Amazon alone. Marco Schock shows us.
I'm going to change the price to 349 euros. And we will see that in about 15 minutes, the buy box here is gone.
And indeed, after 15 minutes, the buy box has disappeared. For customers, it now seems as if the item is not available at the moment. The retailer suspects Amazon removes the buy box through an algorithm. In 2019, the buy box was also suddenly gone in the middle of the Christmas shopping season. Marco Schock could not explain why at the time. His sales plummeted.
I was shocked. From the founding of the company in April 2018, my world consisted exclusively of Amazon. That's where you wake up at night, sweat on the forehead, cannot sleep and think, what do I do now? What do I do when I have a warehouse full of a product that I can't sell? The supplier wants the invoice paid. You want to have a living from something. That was definitely a threat to my existence. If you effectively have no money to pay for the stuff, you go bankrupt.
How is it possible that his customers feel they can't buy his beds because buy box is missing? Is Amazon trying to dictate prices via the buy box? One thing is clear for Marco Schock at that time. He must become more independent from Amazon in the future. Bersenbruck in the district of Osnabrück, north of Germany. Although the small town in the rural region has only 8,000 inhabitants, a small family business has grown up here. The Kreuzkamp jewelry store is doing brilliant business thanks to Amazon.
Look, the mermaid is great too.
I also think it's a very nice summer collection, especially with the dolphin.
Lena Kreuzkamp runs the jewelry store together with her husband. However, in the small town, only a few customers come a day. The two tried selling on eBay.
People went more and more to the internet. It became more and more of an issue. We noticed that here, of course, and then thought, why not play along? We just gave it a try. We still had a private account at that time. We still had a few company-loyal pieces, which had to be sold sometime. And here they are already in the store. And we said we'd try it on eBay. It worked great. We sold them within a few days. That's when we realized what potential it had.
Amazon Marketplace quickly turns out to be the ideal sales platform. 2 employees are enough in the store. Upstairs on the second floor in online shipping, up to 8 employees work. Lena Kreuzkamp and her team now process more than 90,000 orders a year. With her jewelry and watch store Uvidi, she is now so successful on Amazon that sales on the marketplace account for the lion's share of total business turnover.
If we didn't have Amazon, we wouldn't be where we are now. Very clear. So Amazon has definitely brought us forward. That's a big added value in the last few years. And COVID again gave that a real boost, and we were very grateful to be able to trade through Amazon in the COVID pandemic and the lockdowns. And in doing so, we were also able to keep our jobs local.
Through Uvidi, she sells branded jewelry on Amazon that other retailers also offer. Therefore, she competes with the other sellers for the buy box. The buy box gets only one seller at a time, even though many offer the product. For example, this bracelet is available from 10 Amazon sellers right now. However, online customers only ever see the offer from the retailer with the buy box. Today, for this bracelet, a competitor of Lena Kreuzkamp has the buy box. It is €37.07. Only when customers click here, they see the prices of the other retailers. At Uvidi, the bracelet is €2 more expensive. According to Amazon, not only the price is decisive for the award of the buy box, but also delivery speed, customer reviews, and reliability. Lena Kreuzkamp's competitor is not only cheaper, it also delivers faster.
Yes, that's fine. You can see that the competitor sells it cheaper, at a price at which we can't offer due to our profit calculation. So it is the best offer for the customer.
Together with an IT service provider, Lena Kreuzkamp changes the price of her products more than 30 times a day, so that she has the buy box with Uvidi as often as possible.
The buy box, if it is enforced as it is officially known, then it is okay, because the customer gets from the retailer who's in the buy box the best price and also the fastest delivery, if that's the case.
But the Kreuzkamps are increasingly getting competition, not only from other retailers, but also directly from Amazon. Now that Amazon is in the game, do the same rules apply to the online giant? As German public TV found out during its research, many retailers doubt that. And this has now also attracted the attention of the competition authorities. In Brussels, the EU Commission has been investigating since 2020, among other things, whether the online giant Amazon disadvantages other retailers on its platform. Antitrust expert Thomas Hoppner is often here and has brought about numerous decisions in the EU with complaints against companies with market power. He thinks the US tech giants have been able to do what they want for too long.
We simply cannot accept that private companies end up deciding how fair competition works.
bedient wird.
For a long time now, retailers have been complaining that Amazon is misusing data and using it for its own benefit. Now the EU also sees a need for action.
I think people have noticed that they have looked away for too long and hoped that a company like Amazon would be disciplined by competition alone. But it has turned out that is not the case. Amazon has become more and more powerful to the point that the traditional rights of antitrust are no longer sufficient.
Can Europe limit Amazon's ever-increasing power? That depends mostly on her job, Margrethe Vestager. She has been EU Commissioner for Competition since 2014 and has been fighting for fair competition on the internet ever since, regularly taking on internet giants Facebook, Google, Apple, and Amazon.
This is a wake-up call with no snooze. You can't just tap it and say, oh, I need another half hour. No, we needed to take action now. There was a sense of urgency. We have been enforcing competition law for a number of years, not one, not two, but 3 Google cases. We have another one, on the stove right now. 2 Amazon cases already. Now we have 2 Amazon cases. And we see that it works sort of in the specifics of this case. Yeah, you see change, but only within that case. So, I learned that we need, systemic change. We need much more.
That's why a new law is being drafted to limit the power of the tech giants. In the so-called Digital Markets Act, it is to be clearly defined what they are allowed to do in the future and what they are not. Amazon also has to fear this system change. In the European Parliament, Margrethe Vestager has been invited to an extraordinary meeting of the Industry Committee at the end of March 2022. There, too, she will be promoting the new law.
I think in total, it will help to break down data monopolies because it will allow access to data. That doesn't change the fact that we still need competition law enforcement on ground. The Amazon case, where we challenge Amazon because we think that they are gobbling up data from the retailers on their platform to the benefit of Amazon retail. They should not do this.
The Digital Markets Act goes into effect at the end of 2022. However, the antitrust expert criticizes that the companies will not have to face any consequences for at least 2 years.
Sometimes a point is reached where laws come into effect too late, when rules no longer have any power. The companies have created and solidified structures such that one takes them as a given and simply no longer questions them. It simply can't be that some behaviors are now accepted when they are fundamentally wrong and unfair.
While authorities in Brussels try to limit the power of corporations, Amazon's market share has grown rapidly during the COVID crisis in Germany. In 2021, Amazon's market share in German online retail rose to 55%. Zalando, Otto, Kaufland, and others together come to just 10%. The remaining 35% is shared by hundreds of thousands of online stores. Marco Schock wants to become more independent from Amazon with his beds for children. To achieve this, he wants to expand his own web store. With more service and a better product selection, he wants to lure customers there.
You have even with the mattresses, Basic, Premium, and Premium Plus?
Yes, all products.
Cool.
In addition to his own online store, he also offers his beds at Otto, Kaufland, and other platforms. On Amazon, however, he repeatedly loses the buy box and is therefore difficult for customers to find.
What I would like to do is I would like to see 2 scenarios where we lose a buy box. So we have here the current Amazon price, correct?
Yes.
And here we have the price which we have on Otto, correct?
Yes.
Meanwhile, he finds out, Amazon suggests him a competitive price. This is related to his pricing policy on other platforms. If he charges less off Amazon, experience shows that he loses the buy box. However, this also has consequences for his customers.
Where I see a disadvantage for consumers, if I have other marketplaces than Amazon and I could offer significantly lower there, I couldn't do that because I would lose the Amazon business. That means if another marketplace charges lower, I don't have the advertising costs. I could easily offer an item 5% lower. I can't pass that lower price on because I would risk the Amazon business.
Is this how Amazon wants to determine prices and put retailers under pressure? Marco Schock at least feels this way.
Why does Amazon decide that I sell an item on Amazon for a price because I made a different price elsewhere? It was totally unexpected for me because I saw that as illegal in my view. That's something that I don't think is even provided for in an antitrust law, that Amazon is allowed to do that.
Even antitrust experts are critical of Amazon's actions, at least if Amazon has already become dominant over the competition.
This is a strong intervention in the price sovereignty of the retailer. In a market economy, he should actually be allowed to decide for himself, I offer it cheaper, and even more, if he has to pay less fees on another platform. But what Amazon is doing now by removing the buy box is exerting total pressure. According to the motto, if you want to go to my monopoly platform here, then you have to accept that you sell it cheapest on mine. And other platforms have no chance to advertise with low-priced offers. That may not and should not exist. From my point of view, it's against antitrust law. If Amazon removes the buy box only because the seller decides to offer his products at a lower price on another platform.
Amazon sees this quite differently and answers evasively to German public TV. Amazon sales partners set their own product prices in our store. The competitive price is the lowest price for this item charged by several other major retailers. For 20 years, sellers have been able to sell their products via Amazon. The so-called marketplace is the revolution in online retailing. In the meantime, this idea has made Jeff Bezos the richest man in the world. In the USA, Amazon has built up its own giant logistics network, even with its own airline. Amazon market power is enormous. This shows what could happen in Europe. "60 miles out of Dallas, Mike Molson-Hart has been an Amazon seller for 12 years. Here on the interstate highway from west to east, hundreds of Amazon trucks are passing through every day. One of them is scheduled to stop today at the warehouse of Mike and his toy distribution business.
How many cases are going to Amazon today?
503.
Okay.
Yep, 503.
Pretty big for mid-April. If Amazon truck is coming, it's a busy day.
Although he has his own warehouse, Mike Molson-Hart ships much of his product through Amazon's logistics centers. Now he has to make sure his shipment gets there.
26 cases are going to Amazon, no? Yeah. All right. So this has the new packaging on it? Cool. We got our QR codes. It looks good. Cool. Beautiful.
Mike Molson-Hart has his products manufactured in Asia. Here in Texas, they arrive by container. He initially hoped he could do big business with his own distribution. Amazon should be only a small part. Today, his hope has turned into resignation.
In toys, I can't imagine how you could be successful in the toy industry without having your products on Amazon one way or another. I don't. We sell on eBay, we sell on Walmart, and we also have our own websites, which appear on Google Shopping. And Amazon, depending on how you calculate it, is about 95% of our sales. Yeah, for sure, we depend on Amazon. That's how it is.
Employee Robert prepares the pallets for the Amazon truck. His boss Mike has received bad news from Amazon, which also affects his top seller, the Brain Flakes, a building toy.
We are probably going to have to raise prices.
Why? What's going on?
So what Amazon did is they increased all the fulfillment fees by about 5%. So if you look over here, we got an email. Shipping Brain Flakes is going to be 5% more expensive.
Now, the Texan has to recalculate.
So it's the same price everywhere, $16.99, $69.99.
So far, he charges just under $17 for the building game. It cost him about a quarter of that to produce Brain Flakes in Asia and ship it to the USA. Over a half, more than $9, goes to Amazon. The smaller portion is for advertising, the Amazon truck, and the Amazon warehouse. A large part is for shipping costs to the customer. And then Amazon gets a sales commission. Mike Molson-Hart is left with $3.66 in the end. From that, he has to pay his own warehouse in Texas, the costs of returns and product development, his employees, and much more. So already, a large portion is going to Amazon. If the fee goes up even more, it will affect his revenue even further.
In order to keep our profits at the same level, we're going to have to raise the price by, 50 cents. So maybe we're going to go to $17.99, up from $16.99. And
the problem, if he increases on Amazon, he must also increase the prices of his products on eBay, Walmart, and even in his own web store, although they are not affected by the fee increase. If he doesn't do that, experience shows that he loses the buy box on Amazon. With 95% of his sales coming from Amazon, he would then risk drastic sales losses.
This is an example of how their pricing parity policy is increasing prices for consumers all across the United States. Their fee increases cause us to raise our prices on other marketplaces. So their fee increases are causing prices throughout the whole ecosystem, throughout all marketplaces, to go up.
And this is not Amazon's first fee increase this year. Because of Amazon's market power, hardly no one can fight back. Not the retailers, and certainly not the customers. Amazon doesn't like to be shown its cards. Stacy Mitchell has been evaluating all accessible information for an NGO and a think tank for more than 20 years. She has come to a clear conclusion for the U.S. market and according to U.S. law.
Amazon is absolutely a monopoly. Certainly in e-commerce, they have monopoly power in the online market. More than 2/3 of Americans, when they look to buy something online, they start their search right on Amazon. And what that means is if you're any company that makes or sells anything, you have to go through Amazon in order to reach the vast majority of the market. And that's the nature of their monopoly power. They control a kind of gate through which other companies have to pass in order to reach consumers. They decide whether or not your products are seen, whether anyone ever has a chance to even buy your products, and then they can set whatever terms they want. They can levy whatever fees they want for you to get through that gate. We refer to it often as a toll booth. It's kind of like a highway that you have to go through and you have to pay a fee in order to get through, and it's a monopoly toll booth.
Amazon has managed to make itself virtually irreplaceable to customers and sellers in the U.S. in recent years. For more than 20 years, sellers have been offering their products on Amazon Marketplace, and more customers are buying there. In 2005, the Prime program launched in the United States. Customers pay an extra fee for free and fast delivery. Over the years, more and more services and offers are added. These make Amazon more and more attractive to customers. That's why the marketplace is also becoming more attractive for more and more retailers. The product range is growing, and so is Amazon. The problem? Prime, especially free shipping and the video platform, are expensive for Amazon. Experts like Stacy Mitchell assume that Prime is still making losses today and that the Prime offering is cross-financed via the marketplace and seller fees.
It's a perfect mechanism of Amazon's power. They can keep layering fees on in this, one fee after another in this way that just keeps feeding and spiraling and snowballing more and more of your costs. I mean, Amazon's ability to extract these fees is a perfect illustration of monopoly power. Businesses can't say no. They can't go anywhere else because Amazon is so dominant online.
And Amazon keeps introducing new fees over time. In order for customers to find the Texan toys on the marketplace at all, Mike Molson-Hart even has to pay for search terms.
Sounds like not much, but still
These are the words that we're paying Amazon to advertise. So when someone searches building toy, hopefully our product can appear. What you're actually seeing, though, is the words, the searches that we spend the most money on in terms of Amazon advertising are actually Brain Flakes, which is our brand, which is a trademark we own. And unfortunately, when customers search our own brand name, in order for us to appear when they first open that page, we have to pay Amazon a significant amount of money. So that's Amazon's search algorithm saying, okay, when someone searches our brand name Brain Flakes, or when someone searches the brand name Adidas, they actually want to see Adidas products. They don't want to see other brands. But unfortunately, in order to get our products to be shown, we have to pay Amazon their toll.
The Amazon truck is here. Employee Robert has half an hour to load more than 500 boxes. They will end up at an Amazon logistics center, and from there, they will be distributed all over the USA. Only if Mike Molson-Hart uses Amazon Logistics can he get Prime status as a retailer. Without Prime status, he says he might close down right now. But all of this has its price. Even the Amazon truck is more expensive than if he were to deliver the toys to an Amazon warehouse himself.
Amazon gives a preferential treatment to their own Amazon Prime trucks, and so that's why we're willing to pay more money in order to have an Amazon Prime truck, even though it's a little bit more expensive, pick up our goods and bring them to the Amazon warehouses. There's a great quote from the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He says, "Your margin is my opportunity." Since we've started selling on Amazon, they've added more and more complementary services to that main service they have, which is the Amazon Marketplace. They've added advertising, they've added the trucks, they've added the warehousing, they've added the international logistics. We feel that we need to use all these other complementary services in order to have the best chance of selling as many products as possible on the Amazon Marketplace.
The case of Mike Molson-Hart shows if you don't serve Amazon, you don't have a chance in the U.S. market. And customers have to accept higher prices. A development that could soon follow in Germany? Lena Kreutzkamp is already feeling the power of Amazon on the German market. Amazon has now become a direct competitor for a good half of her branded jewelry and also offers the products itself. She believes that this could also have an impact on her business. Together with her daughter, she is currently reviewing her offerings.
So we're not in the buy box.
Daughter and mother can't explain it. Because Amazon offers these Swarovski earrings for just €55.30. But with Lena Kreutzkamp at Uviti, the earrings are even cheaper, by 5 cents, and she delivers just as fast as Amazon. Nevertheless, no buy box.
That's unfortunately more often the case in recent times. So as soon as Amazon is involved, we simply observe that the competition is different.
Just a guess, or is there more to it? Do different rules apply to Amazon as a retailer when allocating the buy box? We ask a price analysis company to examine the buy box for more than 64,000 products, considering the criteria of price and speed of delivery. Each product was offered by different sellers and also by Amazon itself. The sample shows, for about 20,000 of the products, Amazon itself has the buy box. For a good 8,000, Amazon has the buy box, even though there are other providers offering the products at a lower price. On average, Amazon was €1.83 more expensive for these offers. And for 156 products, Amazon even had the buy box, although there was a cheaper provider who could deliver just as quickly as Amazon. Example, this toy from Lego sold by Amazon for €36.99. Another retailer was able to provide just as quickly and was even €2 cheaper. And still, Amazon had the buy box and was prominently placed for the customer. Same as Lena Kreutzkamp and her earring offer.
In that case, I question the free market economy. Because then I simply think, okay, if Amazon pretends and says that the retailer who offers the lowest price and the fastest delivery time for our customers will sell. But as soon as Amazon is involved, these rules don't apply. I question if that's okay, to us retailers, but also to the customers.
When asked by German public TV, Amazon denies the preferential treatment of its offers. For the allocation of the buy box, the same customer-relevant criteria would apply to all. But not exclusively at a low price, including shipping costs, a fast delivery, demonstrably good customer service, and a reliability in keeping the delivery promise. Amazon is silent about what other criteria there are. The fact is, Amazon has a dual role. It is a platform operator and a retailer at the same time. Does Amazon use this dual role to its own advantage and to the disadvantage of sellers and even customers? The EU Commission is also investigating Amazon practices around the buy box and suspects that Amazon is giving itself advantages over other retailers on its platform.
If we find that this is illegal, and with the decision, it will have to stop. At the latest, it will have to stop if they are self-preferencing, if they are using other people's data, when the Digital Markets Act comes into force. And actually, it shows the relationship, because one of the Amazon cases is about Amazon retail, and if illegal behavior has been going on for some time, you get a fine.
In a few months, the EU Commission will present its results. What does Amazon say about the investigations? When asked by German public TV, Amazon replies that it will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities. The Kreutzkamps are also excited about these developments. They have actually been planning to expand their business for some time. In the future, more employees will ship even more jewelry on the lawn behind the store. But they will also depend on Amazon for this.
I simply wish that we as sellers are also treated on fair terms, so that we know exactly these are the rules of the game and that everyone sticks to them, including Amazon.
If her wish comes true depends largely on how fair her business is with Amazon in the future. Many in Berlin are also thinking about the future at a big trade fair for online merchants.
The question is, how do we figure out who's really the best?
Marco Schock wants to expand internationally with his beds for children to 40 more marketplaces.
At the trade fair, there are all the different marketplaces that exist. There are lots of IT providers, everyone who is somehow involved in e-commerce. Here I can make contacts, see which marketplaces I can sell on, how to build up my web store further, everything that I can do to make my business bigger overall.
At the fair, he is looking for partners for his plans.
And this we do on Amazon and also on all other channels, but the workload is high. Exactly. So
Many service providers here at the trade fair offer solutions on how sellers can better market their products. but they can't get past Amazon either.
Amazon is so big, nobody messes with them. Everyone else looks at e-commerce, finds it admirable that half of e-commerce is on Amazon and you have to share the rest of the cake. You don't really have much of a chance to do anything, but we're just trying to make something out of the rest of the cake.
How much cake does Amazon leave for online sellers and other platforms? What danger does Amazon's growing dominance mean for free competition? In a hotel a few miles away, the heads of international competition authorities are asking these questions. Not only the EU, but other countries, including Germany, want to regulate the market power of U.S. tech giants more tightly with the new laws. They have recognized the growing risks, like EU Competition Commissioner Vestager.
We have seen a number of digital cases explode around the globe. It's even hard to keep track. This illustrates the global and systemic nature of the practices and the market features we have seen in digital platforms.
Andreas Mundt is president of the German Federal Cartel Office. It is currently investigating Amazon also. The suspicion? The company is influencing prices. There have been similar investigations before.
In 2013, we had proceedings against Amazon. At that time, Amazon still had the so-called best price condition, namely the condition that the seller who sells his goods on Amazon may not sell them cheaper on other platforms or somewhere else. So, if you can draw a parallel there now, I can tell you.
Is he suggesting that there could be consequences for Amazon this time? The 2013 investigation was dropped. Amazon scrapped the best price condition. Is the tech giant again trying to enforce low prices on its marketplace with the Buy Box Award? In order to be able to take action more quickly in the future, the Federal Cartel Office is also examining if Amazon is a company with outstanding cross-market significance for competition.
Basically, we have to prove that we are dealing with a real ecosystem. So these are not companies that once have a strong position in a market or are market dominant. These are companies that are often dominant in several markets, and these markets are all connected in some way. So we talk about ecosystems. Others talk about important platforms. The name is not really significant. What is important from my point of view is that these are simply companies that have market power across the board and also use this market power. From our point of view, they sometimes abuse it.
San Francisco, California. Here, it becomes apparent how ruthless Amazon can be. Even the customers in this store know what Amazon has done.
Absolutely. Yes, I do know the story. You guys spent a year developing a product, and Amazon comes in and says, "Oh, we're gonna copy it." You know, it's like, really?
Wow. Peak Design, a brand of bags and backpacks, has existed for more than 10 years.
Sure that we have the strap attachment going on.
And he is behind Peak Design. Peter Daring and his team have developed numerous collections over the years. A lot of work went into the bag, the Everyday Sling, from the idea and the first design drafts to the first production.
You know, that work gets divided up among a few different people, but about one person working for a year consistently would be able to produce a bag like that. It was our top-selling bag. Yeah, absolutely.
Around 90,000 Everyday Slings sold per year, many of them via Amazon. A huge success that seems to be noticed. Peter Daring can't explain the Amazon copy any other way.
There we go, fellas.
What do we got here? That's pretty
nice
close.
Work, Jeff. Nice work.
The knockoff team was working overtime.
It's really unbelievable, isn't it? I mean,
it's crazy, the line.
Amazon Basics' own brand bag looks pretty similar. Zippers, shape, color, design, function. Amazon even calls its bag Everyday Sling as well.
Was this coincidence? No, this wasn't coincidental. You don't just happen to create the exact same bag as something. And let's not also forget that they named it the Everyday Sling by Amazon Basics. So no, there's no chance that this is coincidence. I don't think they would even suggest that it's coincidence. It's too obvious. The number one feeling is actually close to frustration. It's annoying that they would do this so blatantly. And so it's different than anger, you know? It's like, it's kind of like, come on, guys. Like, really?
It's all fun and games, but like...
Is Amazon using data from marketplace sellers to develop its own products?
If you own the platform that all these other companies are using, you have a godlike view into what's selling well, which products are doing well. And so Amazon has the ability to use all of that data, all of that sort of secret information about other companies to its own advantage. So, you know, not surprisingly, Amazon mines that data for information and insights that it then uses to develop its own products. You know, and this is the genius of what Jeff Bezos, this is the evil genius. This is the genius of what Jeff Bezos has built is, you know, Amazon controls the infrastructure and therefore it can privilege its own products and services, put them at the front of the line, make sure customers see them first. And for the other kinds of goods and services that Amazon doesn't really want to make or sell, it can let other companies do that and levy a tax on their trade. Either way, Amazon makes money. It is a machine for extracting wealth and information to Amazon's advantage.
Using seller data for personal gain. Before U.S. Congress, the Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos had to give evidence on this topic once before. In response to a simple question, Jeff Bezos was noticeably evasive.
So let me ask you, Mr. Bezos, does Amazon ever access and use third-party seller data when making business decisions? And just a yes or no will suffice, sir.
I can't answer that question yes or no. What I can tell you is we have a policy against using seller-specific data to aid our private label business, but I can't guarantee you that that policy has never been violated.
Was that an admission of guilt? In the USA, the authorities did not react afterwards. Jeff Bezos and Amazon have not faced painful punishments in the US so far.
The corporate culture at Amazon really seems to be this notion that they are outside the law, that they are, untouchable, that they can do what they want.
After Amazon copied his top seller, first, the shock in San Francisco was big. What would that mean for Peak Design's own brand? Would sales fall? Peter Daring felt powerless at first.
Amazon is like a giant mechanized beast. There's no one to call, We don't, it's our biggest trading partner, but we don't have someone who I could lodge a complaint with even. So no, I didn't even consider calling Amazon. I wouldn't know what number to dial. Yeah.
How to defend yourself against an overpowering opponent? The boss decides to produce a bitter, ironic YouTube video.
We'll stop right there. That Everyday Sling, that's a hot seller. Let's basic this bad boy. Right on. I'm thinking the Everyday Sling.
That's good, boss.
The video becomes a viral success, and thus ultimately a great advertisement for Peak Design. Despite the happy ending, Peter Daring finds it alarming.
If Amazon starts, it's like if they start knocking off products like that, I think that does represent power, and I think it represents too much power. I mean, capitalism is a beautiful engine, but gone unchecked, I think it can spin out of control. And the only mechanism for that is lawmaking and legislation. And yeah, I think it's one of the really important functions of our government and world governments.
The EU is now fully committed to the Digital Markets Act. It is considering drastic measures for the future.
We've thought quite a lot about how to make sure that the market actually works, that a small business have a fair chance, even in a market where you have these giants. So we have, the laws to break up a company. If what you have done is so serious that the only thing that will help is that we break you up, we have the laws to do that.
Even if the laws will exist in the future, for Marco Schock, every day counts.
Hallo. Hallo, Herr Wittner. Ich will Sie treffen. Ich habe ja schon einiges an Ihnen gehört.
Ganz meinerseits.
Also mit.
He wants to seek advice from Thomas Hoppner to see if he can defend himself against the online giant.
For me, the most important thing is I want to build a company that is stable in the long term. I want the employees to have a secure job, and I think what Amazon is doing here is wrong. That has to be stopped, and if that is stopped, my company will be more stable in the long run.
The antitrust expert is convinced that Amazon is misusing its market power here and is interfering with the rights of sellers to set prices.
The way I hear this, it's simply a scandal, and it's high time to put a stop to it.
He assumes that the other sellers are also put under pressure by Amazon's buy box. Marco Schock is considering whether to file a complaint with the German Federal Cartel Office. Amazon is supposedly cheap and temptingly easy to access. This is also a reason why Amazon is becoming more and more powerful. For this market power, sellers and customers are paying a price. And currently, the future of online trade is at stake. The last question. Do you have a private Amazon account?
Yes, I have. I have a private Amazon account.
Yeah, I have an Amazon account. I'm an Amazon Prime member.
Actually, I don't. It is perfectly possible, I can assure you. I'm not sure I have persuaded all of my family completely, but I don't.
Oh, you better believe it. Of course I do. Yeah.
Why?
Because they are extraordinarily convenient. Their shipping times are nearly unbeatable. Their selection is extraordinary, and the price is fantastic. So yeah, as a consumer, you better believe I have an Amazon account.
I have an Amazon account, but I prefer price comparison platforms.
Danke, das war's.
At first I thought, am I honest or not?